In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? In my hip-hop/R&B magazine, I have found a handful of conventions that follow a couple of magazines that are within the same genre, such as XXL, Rolling Stone, and Hip Hop Weekly. On the front cover, I have not followed the convention regarding my cover lines, as I have decided to put them on either side of the front cover, as I believe doing this will balance out the front cover. This convention has only been followed by Rolling Stone at times. Apart from that, no other hip-hop/R&B magazine follows this. The second convention that I have identified upon my front cover of my magazine is my main image. My main image is a very striking image of an artist and is taking majority of the page up. This connotes to the audience that the artist's story is the main seller in this magazine. This technique is not just used by hip-hop magazines or even music magazines, as it is used by every magazine in the whole industry, as it's an eye-catcher due to its size and details. However, the image that I use has a slight connotation of a hip-hop genre, as the artist is wearing a baseball cap and posing with jewelry. I use this as it is typically used by many hip-hop magazines such as XXL, who recently had an edition consisting of an artist with gold teeth and accessories to connote he has made his fame and fortune and is flaunting it in a specific fashion. To challenge the conventions, I decided to put the artist's image beneath the masthead, as this connotes he is not well known, and having a rogue artist upon a well-established magazine like Rolling Stone widens the audience to deeper depths of the genre. On the other hand, having the artist over the masthead connotes the fact that the artist is well established, therefore they have authority to be placed on the masthead. This technique was recently used by Rolling Stone, as they had artists such as Eminem, Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z, and Tupac on their front covers, and these are all very influential artists in the hip-hop and R&B genre. Another convention that I had decided to use in my magazine is a subtle yet influential footer and skyline. I followed the convention of using them too, as they are primarily used to add more information to the front cover as well as having a classy touch to it. I primarily added these because I first wanted to add extra information at the bottom in the footer to make the magazine look fuller without bombarding the reader, and the skyline was added as a subtle reminder to the readers. I have made the skyline subtle by adding a very opaque background so it doesn't stand out, but it's something that the reader has to recognize. The skyline convention is followed by both Rolling Stone and Hip Hop Weekly. However, their skyline is being flaunted on their front cover and stands out. Regarding the footers, Hip Hop Weekly are the most consistent with this, as it's part of their house style and it includes this in every issue. The anchorage on the main cover line is at the bottom of the image, and this is challenging the stereotype, as they are usually placed in the middle or the top where they can catch most of the attention. However, I decided to put the anchorage near the controversial part of the picture, which is near the artist's hand where he's making a prayer gesture. Considering my house style of a black, white and gold, these are typical colours that refer to the genre. Therefore, I am following the convention, as they're usually trying to inflict one another in their song. So black is a fitting colour, as it shows redemption as well as connoting seriousness. The gold I chose as a flair and peculiar colour to show off that the genre is stereotypically affiliated with gold and jewellery. And finally, white is a neutral colour. With my contents page, I decided not to follow the conventions and challenge them with my layout. With my layout, I decided to opt for a simpler yet modern look by having two images, one at the top half of the page and the second one on the right hand side of the page, which were both acquainted with pull quotes from the article. Furthermore, I had put two gutters to separate the two images from each other as well as the other stories. Considering the images, they were both connoting hip-hop, as the main top image was a rapper with a smug look and was wearing a silver/platinum jewelry, and the second one was wearing a cap and a blazer in another pose. I decided to cover the contents page with more images than text, as the pictures can explain a lot more than the writing, and they can also spark up enigmas in the reader's mind. This technique is slightly used by XXL, as they have a heavy focus on their artists in their contents page instead of writing. The text within the contents page was broken down into 3 sections, and each title was in another font to the body of the title, making it easier for the reader to establish what they are reading. This is used by all 3 magazines that I had analysed, which are XXL, Rolling Stone and Hip Hop Weekly. Finally, with the double page spread, I decided to follow the conventions of having the image on the left. However, I started the article off beneath the image. This was followed by Hip Hop Weekly with their Big Boy double page spread. On my double page spread, I had followed and shared the convention of having one large image on the whole of either page. I have challenged this idea by covering only the left hand side with an image, and instead of beginning the article upon the next page, I have decided to start it off at the bottom of the image on the first page. I did this as it makes the text flow from the image to the other page with clarity and does not leave the second page in the double page spread unlooked at. Next, I have followed another convention with the use of the pull quote. This was used in all 3 magazines that I have evaluated, and this particular convention creates the enigma of the article as it's the most striking part on the double page spread, so they will glance at it first and then carry on with that in mind. Another convention that is highly adopted by magazines is the use of having headers and footers. I have followed this convention of having a header and footer on my double page spread as it allows me to give a subtle hint and reminder to the reader whilst they are reading. In addition, it also encourages the reader to go online and have a look, as I have constantly plastered my website www.mixmaster.com on each page of each header and footer.